Leah and Lacey come together for justice. Eden wants in at the record label. Joe pours cold water on her and Tane as it turns out Muso Eddie is her ex with unfinished business. And Levi goes to trial.
Hold me in your arms, don't let me go. I want to stay forever, not to each day, home and away.
My name is Leah Patterson, and Theo Poulos was my nephew. He had a really tough upbringing. One day he turned up on my doorstep and I had to help him. And I watched him become a man, and I was so proud of him. What he did the night he died, that's just the type of man he was. He was kind, always helping others, sacrificing himself. Losing him tore a hole in my heart, and nothing can replace that. Now I have to live with the what ifs. What if I protected him more? What if I was kinder to him that night? I'll never forgive myself for letting him down. And I've been losing my mind trying to find someone else to blame. There is only one person to blame here. That's Craig Wendell.
We are Si and Sophie. This is Coastal News, a home and away podcast, your weekly episode companion podcast for your favourite Aussie soap.
Right, are you living by what ifs, Sophie?
No, are you?
No. Not unless I'm trying to assemble IKEA furniture.
Oh, yeah.
And it's, what if that's supposed to be the other way round?
Yes, what if the diagram was upside down?
Yeah. Yes, very 2D what ifs here. Not Leah's very life affirming what ifs that she's going through. How are you? Are you okay?
I'm good, thank you. How are you doing?
Back again for more pod.
Back again. Yeah, not part-time like old Jacob thinks I am. Hey, talking of that, I had an anniversary this week. So I think I messaged you, didn't I? And I said, it's been 4 years to the day since I did my first podcast episode with you, which was meant to be a one-off. So that was 4 years. That was January 2022. I think it was January the 22nd or something like that, the first one I was on. And it was meant to be...
Well done.
I remember you saying to me, just come on for a week and we'll have a laugh. And then I didn't leave. I've been on it ever since. So.
Well, from my perspective, that was really fun, and we just seemed to hit it off, didn't we?
Yeah.
So I was like, "Are you coming back?" And I said once.
You were like, "Come back next week," and I was like, "Yeah, all right. I've got no plans." And then it was just like, "Are you coming back next week?" "Yeah, all right." And then after that, it's like, "Are you just going to be on it every week?" "Yeah, pretty much."
The thing is, before then, obviously there was very early days of the pod, and I was just sort of trying to even learn what to blimmin' do, let alone anything else. And it just wasn't the same, just me talking to myself, you know?
I disagree.
Needed somebody else.
I disagree because I enjoyed the podcast when it was just you, and obviously I was already listening to it back then. I guess what I've contributed is 40 minutes of more waffle because I think yours was about 25 minutes long. Now it's about an hour and a half. So yeah.
But then it sort of is happy anniversary because it just sort of spurned into that's our friend anniversary as well.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, because we've ended up being really close friends as a result. The rest is history.
Intercontinental friends. We've actually been to Palm Beach now since we started doing this. So
travel buddies.
If that
Yeah.
episode had never happened, I don't think I'd have been going there. So it is an important milestone, I think, to
Same.
celebrate.
And yes, I agree. Chin chin.
Chin
And
chin.
same, because I think we talk ourselves into a lot of things. um,
What do you mean?
and I think we're quite good at that. And I
Yes.
like it. So, yeah.
That's not the first time I've heard that feedback.
Bet it's not. Yeah. So happy anniversary.
Yay! Happy
Gosh,
anniversary.
isn't time going?
I know.
Isn't time going? Yeah.
Mad.
Blinking it. What did you think of Home and Away this week?
I've not enjoyed it. If that's double negative. No, I've enjoyed it. It's been one of those weeks where, again, nothing has really made me go, oh, or ooh, or I can't wait to see what happens next or anything like that. But it's been good character development stuff again, and I've not felt like we are stagnating yet. I feel like if we drag some of the stuff on another week, I might start to feel that. But I still feel like we're moving on with the storylines. Like the Leah stuff like I said last week, the Leah stuff has progressed last week because she was mobile. She was, out and about visiting people and doing things. And this week again, she's talking to Lacey finally. She's recording this victim impact statement. So even though she's still angry, she's still being Leah, and a bit unreasonable. It's not the same thing every day. There's something else developing as part of the story. So I'm still enjoying it. I'm just thinking I do kind of need something a bit more meaty now. I think I'm ready for. We've got through January nearly, haven't we? And I'm ready for something to get my teeth into. I'd like something a bit more drama-ish. I don't know. What
Just
about you?
change it up a bit.
Yeah.
No, I would echo some of the stuff you're saying. I think this week I sort of took a step back and reflected a bit on the last couple of weeks because I know there's been some mixed responses out there the last couple of weeks, and even here on the pod, to be fair. And yeah, I don't know, because I was thinking, do you know what? This isn't they've given Theo like an entire month's worth of screen time here for his aftermath. And I think it was something John said, because John's back, yay. I think it was something John said when it was like, Theo was a great guy, great big character, going to be a massive loss. How many times have we sort of said how frivolous the deaths can sometimes feel, and then we just sort of plow on into the next thing?
Yes.
I feel like the writing and in the episodes has sort of taken a moment just to sort of sit in it, and give him a bit of recognition, really, for being such a big character. So
yeah,
I've when I reflected on it in that mindset, I thought, do you know what? Fair enough, because they'll be damned if they do, damned if they don't. We'd be complaining if it was forgotten about by January, wouldn't we? So the fact that it has been a bit sort of down and a bit heavy, I'm okay with. I'm at peace with.
Yes.
Interestingly, obviously, we've been doing these little sort of "What do you think of this week's Home and Away" poll on Twitter, and a few more have voted on it this week. Thank you. It's up and up every week, slowly burning back up. Although I did notice on Facebook, posts still on some of the pages asking where the show is. And, oh god, yeah, what channel is it on? Yeah, I think there's a bit of people not having found it still.
Wow.
It's
been a month. It's been back nearly a month. Yeah.
I know, it's crazy, isn't it? But I think people see a lot of stuff on social media from the Australian pace, and then perhaps assume they're missing something,
okay.
But the votes are higher this week. Not only the number of them, but also like the score. So out of 4 surfboards, how are you enjoying the show? And actually 50%, the winner was 3 this week, 50%, whereas last week it was much more evened out. Ooh. So I think people are we're warming up. We've warmed up and we're getting into it. So yeah, I think you're right. It doesn't feel like it's sort of going nowhere. We're getting progress.
Yeah.
People are warming to it, seemingly. There we go. Yes, yes. I wanted to remind you because I haven't done this yet as well. I'm talking to you, listener, now. That obviously, welcome back to Coast News. We're here every Saturday. Had a lovely message on the Facebook this week from someone who just found us. So welcome. It's nice to have you. Appreciate you tuning in. We're here every Saturday, aren't we? 6 a.m. UK time, and you'll have your first look at the week ahead at 6 p.m. on the Sunday. If you're in another time zone, work it out. I can't. It'll just notify you. You know what I mean?
Maths. Don't do
Follow,
math. We're
like,
not strong on maths, are we?
subscribe. The phone will ping when we're available. um, but also, we have a sister podcast called Coastal News Investigates, where we do interviews with cast, crew, and more. Check that out. The link to that is in the show notes of this and every episode, and there'll be more things coming. Hopefully soon. We'll let you know. You'll be the first to know, of course, but we do have 2 podcasts going. If you're new here, go check that out as well. Right, shall we talk about this week's Home and Away?
Yes, let's do it.
Okay, Leah's explaining to Justin at the top of the week why she feels that Sonny is the only one she can trust. You'll remember they are just not communicating very well at the moment, are they? They are just not. We spoke at length on last week's podcast about him not really giving her what she needs, that reassurance and that feeling like he's on her team, and he's just fluffing it all the time and getting frustrated. Great to hear he's still going to his counselling, but you know, maybe on second thought, I have had a bit of time to think about this since last week when we gave him a bit of shit for it, but maybe he does need to focus on his own recovery a bit. You want to be there for your partner, but he's lost somebody as well. I don't know. I'm all a bit confused about it. Very conflicted. Now everybody else is gossiping about her. She's like, whatever. I don't feel like anyone is on my side at all. Justin actually then goes to speak to Sonny about it, doesn't he? And we're thinking, hallelujah, finally. Because you remember Leah stayed at Sonny's all night, and we're all keeping one eye on Dana, aren't we, about that? Because she's got some stuff going on herself, and it seems like Sonny is being pulled in every which direction, and he keeps on dropping the ball when it comes to Dana, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He's trying to be he's trying to be everything for everyone, isn't he?
Yeah.
Sonny. He's great, but he's spreading himself way too thin. I would say he was Nutella in it.
He is, because he's trying to be there for Remy as well, isn't he? Remy's got this recording studio and all the Brie stuff going on, and he's trying to be there for him as well. So I think you're right. Like I said last week, I think Leah's getting a lot out of this relationship with Sonny, but he's not getting much out of it himself.
Yeah, agreed. If anything, he's going to get personal issues.
Yeah.
In the not too distant future. Now he does ask him, look, if this is Justin to Sonny, if she turns up, can you please let me know? And Sonny doesn't commit to that, does he? He's a good friend. He says, I need her to trust me. I can't be going behind her back and ratting her out wherever she is. She's an adult, and I sort of got that. But also Justin was asking him from a concerning place. He was saying, look, I need to know where my wife is. I'm worried sick. I'm up all night. She's out. She could be anywhere. Do you know what I mean? These are dangerous waters. Do you know what I mean? Like, so would a little cheeky text saying, I've got her, she's here, she's safe, hurt? I don't think it would it?
No, but I think it was the way that Justin phrased it. He said, can you let me know next time she comes around so I can come and get her? And I was like, no, Justin. Like, I'm like you. I'm like all for Sonny saying, I don't know whether she's told you, but she's here. Because he did ask him, didn't he? Justin said to Sonny, did you know that I didn't know where she was? And he said, no, I didn't. And I think Justin's a bit daft, really, because I think if Leah had done a disappearing act, one of the first places I'd have looked would be the diner. Next place would be upstairs at Sonny's, I'll be honest, because that's where she's been going. So he's a bit daft not to think of that. He's got Sonny's phone number, like, not hard to track her down, really. It's not Sonny's fault that she didn't tell him, and it's not Sonny's fault that he didn't know. But I did think Justin was being unfair in that case. He can say, you know what, she didn't text me, and I sat up all night worrying about it, and I didn't know she was here. Next time, if you could just let me know if she's there, and just, she might not have told me. I think that's fair enough. But the way he said, "Let me know and I'll come and get her," and I was like, oh, like she's a bag. You know what I mean? Like that's been
Yeah,
left in the wrong
yeah.
place. That made me feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that the way you phrase it, and he keeps doing this. Does it? It's like when she seems to open up to him,
Yeah,
and then it ends up in a row because he's like the way he sort of phrases and positions
yeah,
his self. It's almost confrontational, isn't it?
yeah,
It feels father daughtery, doesn't it?
yeah.
It's got that kind of vibe to it. So
He's
yeah,
just
I get
not
what you're saying.
listening. He's just not
Mm,
listening to her because she said to him a couple of times now, the reason I seek Sonny out, the reason I go to him is because he makes me smile. He makes me forget about everything that's going on. And if I was Justin, I'd be like, okay, that's what she needs. She needs me to distract her. She needs me to be there for her, but not be like heavy on the feelings and the questions and the,
mm,
trying to get her to open up and all
mm.
that stuff. Just be there and just have a bit of like a light relief with her. And he's not doing that. Like there was one episode this week, and I was really uncomfortable because he was following around like the outside of the surf club, badgering her. Like she'd sat down on a bench, she'd come over and he'd be like, I don't want to start an argument, but do you know how I felt when you didn't come home? Do you know I was up all night worrying
Yeah,
about you? And I was like,
yeah,
this is not the way to go. This is
yeah.
just,
It keeps
yeah,
doing that, doesn't it? Putting his foot in his mouth when he gets to the crunch.
yeah.
Um,
It's making
just
me
when he's
feel
got
really
her.
cringe. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and actually, when you look at it like that, you can see why she's had to go elsewhere for what she needs.
He's not listening. Yeah.
No, no, he's not a good listener at all. And
He's
it's funny
terrible.
because
Yeah.
he goes and seeks out advice from Alf, doesn't he? And I must say, I
Mm.
do enjoy Alf and Justin's scenes. I
Yeah.
must say,
Yeah.
and Alf can never give a bad word, can he? And he
Mm.
tells him, "This isn't about you.
Yeah.
This is about her trying to find a way through this." And I thought, hallelujah, someone's saying something to him that makes sense. Will
Yeah.
he listen? Who knows? But I thought I'll put that in a really good way. Basically, what we've just said, isn't it?
Mm. And it's
Stop
what
talking.
Leah's been saying. Leah's been
Mm,
saying that to him. He just hasn't been listening and reading between the lines. Like it's took Mr. Stewart to say it quite bluntly to him. It's not about you. Leah's trying to find a way to cope. She's kind of told him that. She's kind of said to him, I'm going to Sunny because of this. This is why I need him. This is why. And he's just gone, oh, yeah, yeah. But anyway, I felt really
yeah.
bad. I was sitting up all night. I was worried about you. Can you imagine
Mm.
how I felt? And I was like, oh, can we just not? She just told you what she needs. Like, it's like watching a car crash.
Awkward.
Awkward, yeah. Yeah.
Stop talking about car accidents, please. That's the
Sorry.
reason we're in this mess.
Sorry. I do. The minute I said it, I was like, awkward. Yeah.
um, that leaves us a nice segue into Wendell's world because coming up is his case. He's up in court, and the DPP have been chasing impact statements, haven't they? Sarge David asks Lacey if she'll provide one. She does reluctantly agree. At the end of the day, she's lost two people to this fella.
Mm,
Like she's got a bit of a different investment in this whole thing, hasn't she? And look, she does remind him, look, I'm not the only victim. And of course, we're all like, Leah, how are you
mm.
going to tell Leah? Yeah, she needs a bit of time on this one, doesn't she?
Yeah.
She's like, I don't think I can do this. I'm not, I don't even think I can be in the same room as Lacey for a start. But then, secondly, she's really not in the right place to be she's not in fight mode at this point, is she?
Mm,
She's devastated. She's barely functioning. She's not talking to her partner. She's off the rails, disappearing. She's still in this world of pain, isn't she? She's not in the right head frame to be doing this. So she asks for a bit of time. But then Lacey finds her. And I'm thinking, oh Jesus, that's the last thing we need. But to my surprise, it seems to work. What she tells her, doesn't she? The
mm.
magistrates need to know how heartbroken we all are. On my own, it won't be no good. She pleads with her, doesn't she, to do it?
Yeah.
And actually, it seems to resonate with Leah. And I was shook at that. Actually, I didn't think that would go that way. I thought
No.
this would go in how it has been doing. You murdered Theo, blah blah blah.
Mm. And I was worried about that because that's what I was saying at the beginning of the episode, where I was like, oh, this could have dragged on. This could have made me go, oh, for God's sake, we're still stagnating in this bit. But it didn't. We had that one argument in the picnic area where she's like, stay away from me, I'm not interested, and blah, blah, blah. And you think, oh, God, that's it. That's going to drag on for the rest of the week. But then not even an episode later, she's around at the Langham's house again, isn't she, saying, I don't like what you did. I'm not over it. I haven't forgiven you, but you're right. You made a good point, and I want to join up and do this with you. And I was really surprised that it was like sort of 15 minutes later that happened. But glad, because I was like, I'm not ready for 4 days
Yeah.
of her bitching about Lacey and saying how she came to see her and told her this and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So it was
Yeah.
the pace of this is actually quite good, I think.
And it goes back to what you said at the top of the episode, in that things have moved on.
Yes.
You know, we weren't stuck on this merry-go-round of grief, and them two not seeing eye to eye. Now, don't get me wrong, we're not going for coffee, right?
No.
But it was something that Leah was able to move past, and that demonstrated to us at home watching that she's capable of moving on from stuff. And perhaps it's the first glimpse of, maybe, dare I say, some sort of way back to normality from it all.
Yeah.
I actually really liked the pace. I agree with you. I think we were ready for this to happen.
Yeah.
Now, of course, this is a soap, so she bottles it, doesn't she? And has a wobble, has a moment. But it is interesting that she sort of tries to get in touch with Sonny, doesn't she? Who is obviously busy doing his thing. And when Sonny finds out about this, he goes to see her, insists on doing it in person, having known, because Justin told him, look, she's calling you Theo, and then, there's stuff going on here, Still goes round there, which I haven't come down on an opinion about yet, I must say. I'm going to leave that in the air. I'm just going to leave that floating up there for a minute. Because then, of course, she's like, stay the night again. Like, I need you. And I'm like, that sort of plays into the dependency again. But now Sonny isn't in a position where he's clueless. He's in a position where he knows everything's transparent to him now. He knows.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure I'm entirely comfortable with it. What about you?
No, I was watching this a bit like, oh God, like, but I suppose the only good thing I took away from this, because I am concerned about this relationship and I'm concerned about her leaning on him and that kind of thing, and the fact that she has called him Theo and all that sort of stuff. The only thing that I thought was good about this was it was in front of Justin this time. So Justin's there and she's saying to him in front of him, can you stay? Please, can you stay? And actually, at one point, Justin was like, actually, can you? Like, do you mind? And then the next morning, he was like, thank you for staying over. Thank you for this. And he kind of almost handed over, like, the supervision. It was a bit weird, the supervision of Leah, because he was like, I need to go to this counselling session, but I can cancel it. And then Leah was like, oh, no, I'm here with Sonny, called him by his real name, called him by his proper name. So that's looking a bit more positive. And then Justin was like, okay, if you don't mind, like, I'll be back soon. He was like, yeah, I'm just going to eat my breakfast. It's going to take me a while anyway. So I felt a bit better that it wasn't behind Justin's back. And Justin was almost kind of appreciating, because at one point last week, Justin said something like, Sonny's not my favourite person at the moment. And I was like, that's a bit harsh. Like, it's not his fault that he's stuck in the middle and he's trying to do the best thing by Leah. And yes, you can be annoyed about that. But I think he was almost blaming him, wasn't he? And I thought, no, some of the blame needs to come on you, Justin. You need to think about why your wife doesn't want to talk to you. You need to look at yourself, not blame it on Sonny. So I was glad that seems to have been resolved this week, and Justin seems to have made peace with the fact that she needs a friend. And, it's not something that she's doing behind his back this week. So, I don't know. It was still awkward.
It is awkward. I hear you, and I agree with what you're saying. I was putting myself in Sonny's shoes watching these scenes, and I was thinking, what mixed messaging is this?
True. Yeah, Justin's told you to clear off, and now he's like, can you stay?
Yeah, I'd just be like, what am I allowed to do here? Like,
it's true.
You know,
Yeah.
what is too much and what isn't. That's why I'm leaving it up there just to
Yeah.
float for a bit, because
No,
I'm
you're
like,
right. You're right.
don't really know what I think about this.
I hadn't
And
thought of it from Sunny's point of view, actually, because I think I was just trying to analyze what Justin's sort of thought pattern was. But you're right.
yeah,
Like, poor Sunny, his head must be spinning, actually, thinking about it.
yeah. And then he's obviously then rushing back to Dana, who's like, now I've got to work, and we've missed a date, and she's
Yeah.
being good about it to his face. She has
Mm.
mentioned things to others, you know, when he's not around, I will
Yeah.
say. So there is
Yeah.
something brewing, and I think he senses it because he's very apologetic. Like
Oh,
he's
yeah.
not silly, Sonny, is he? I think if there's one thing he can do, it's people.
Yes.
So I think he's aware. He's aware of what's happening with Leah and Justin, and he's very aware of what's happening back at home with Dana and his lack of time and running between the two. And he's trying to be everything. And I think he needs to be cruel to be kind, I think, at some point.
Yes.
And I'm not sure who that's going to be directed at.
Yeah, it's
Because
gonna
if it's
have
his
to be
girlfriend,
Leah.
yeah, it's going to be in the doghouse, love.
Oh, it's just not even worth contemplating that, to be honest. I'd rather him fall out with Leah than fall out with Dana again. I can't deal with that.
Yeah,
I can't.
same.
Yeah.
Same. And Dana, you know, we haven't seen any Harper this week. She's been off at mum's. I'm expecting her back next week, and I'm expecting it to kick off, right?
Yes.
So,
yeah.
it feels like her demands on her partner, this is Dana, are going to increase.
Yes.
And it doesn't feel like Sonny's got space for her right now.
Yeah, I think you're right.
When he probably ought to should.
I mean, I was disappointed we didn't hear from Harper this week, but then I was like, well, Dana told her to keep her out of it. So Harper's actually doing the right thing by not including her, because she literally said, keep my name out of it, keep me out. So, I don't think Tane knows where she is either. I don't know what she's told him, like where she's gone.
But doesn't matter, because, I mean... let's hope she has lied, because if she finds out that he tried to dump the baby so he could go for afternoon delight one day this week,
that's true. Yeah,
she's going to hit the roof.
It's just a shame, because if she hasn't told Tane where she is and she's not allowed to talk to Dana about it, we've got no way of knowing what happened with Mum unless she tells one of them. And it's like, that's been agony for me this week, because I'm actually interested in that for a change.
I know.
Yeah.
She's going to come back and she's going to talk to Dana. I mean, I think that is a given at this point. Yeah. And Dana she was washing the pots. She was like, I wonder. So even though what she's saying one thing, she's still thinking of her sister, isn't she? And what's going on. Of course.
And she's not going to be able to help herself. She's going to want to know what happened. Yeah.
There's going to be curiosity there, isn't there? Absolutely. Yeah. And, you know, like we think Mum might end up coming back with her, we are in deep doo-doo at that point. Yes. Let's face it.
There's no hiding from that. Yeah.
We've mentioned Tane. He and Joe, obviously he's lumbered with Archie all week, isn't he? And he and Joe are still trying to sneak about, or trying to. Well, this baby's getting in the blinking way, isn't it? You know, it's, you know, he can't get rid of it fast enough. The guy's balls are busting. And Joe suggests...
The gym balls, you mean?
Yeah. Joe suggests that he brings the baby round while they hook up, and I'm like, what? I can't wait for this kid to start talking.
Yep. Me too. Yes. Snitch on them immediately. Yeah.
And I never thought those words would come out of my mouth. Yeah, to start snitching and saying things over here, because kids do, don't they? You know.
Oh yeah.
And he wants to go and dump this precious cherub onto Cash, doesn't he? Who, just while he nips to the motel and gets his end away, Cash is surprisingly agreeable to this plan. Boys will be boys. And anyway, Eddie, you'll remember Muso Eddie New in town, over at the Langhams, has got Joe melting into a blooming puddle. And obviously they've got history. We find out that they are ex-lovers, and yeah, things were left a little bit open-ended between them. And Joe's reaction to it is more chemistry than we've had with Tane for 6 months.
Yeah.
So we don't hate it, do we? And anything to split Joe and Tane up, we're all for it. So she gives him a call, doesn't she, and blows him off, says she's got a shift. But then, and I want your thoughts on this, she takes him on a tour around the bay outside the gym that he owns. And then he's absolutely shook as when she finds out that she's been seen by Tane.
This killed me. I was literally like, you what? You what? Because at first I thought, okay, fair enough, she's lied to him. Like, I don't agree with what she said, because on the phone, obviously, she said to him, "I can't come now. I've been called into work." And I thought, okay, that doesn't sound good, because these two are meant to be the next big thing, aren't they? Next lovers or whatever. This is not starting out on a good path for me, Si, with the lying. But I thought, fair enough. If she's planning to stay at home and just have a night in chatting to Eddie and reminiscing about the past, and this is not going to blow up in her face, fair enough. Maybe he won't find out that she hasn't gone to work. Maybe he won't say to Dana, "Oh, you on shift? Is Joe working tonight with you?" Blah blah blah. Maybe it won't come out that way. But then, stupidly, like, who does this? Who literally 2 minutes after saying I'm being called into work, then goes, "How about a walk around the tiny place that we live?" Right outside the place of work of my secret lover. Who does that, Si?
No, but you'd be in the OK Diner up the motorway, wouldn't you? Out of the way.
I would not have left that house. I would have just been like, right, I'm just going to turn all the blinds round. You sit on the sofa while I just I'm going to lock the back door and turn the blinds round. I would have hunkered down. I would have, even turned the lights off and put the lamp on,
Right. Alternative theory here. She wanted to get caught.
Well, what did she expect? Did she think, because this is the other thing that I'm confused about, and I think this is maybe why she might have assumed the same as what I did assume. So when she said, "No, I can't meet you," I assumed, funnily enough, that he would go back and pick his son up from Cash's and say, "I don't need you to babysit anymore. I've been blown off by Joe and I can take Archie back." But he didn't do that. And I think she might have expected him to go, "I need to take Archie back," and take him back to his house. And he would be the one hunkering down with the blinds shut, an early night and whatever. He didn't do that. He went Archie-less to the surf club. So it's all a bit strict. Why didn't he go and get his son back? And I think that's what she was expecting as well. Why didn't he just spin him off onto Cash?
Yeah, well, maybe plan B, and it was a night in on his own Tommy Tank.
Yeah. That doesn't take all night, though, does it? Come on.
Nowhere near.
He could have done that and then still got Archie back, I did think that was a bit sus, that Tane, has gone, "Oh, well, Archie's over there now. I might as well just go to the surf club." I thought that was a bit weird, but
yeah, it was.
We needed it for the plot. So.
We did, and of course, she then has to fess up to Tane, doesn't she? She meets up with him, and is obviously like, look, there was something there. We were exes. And I think I want to explore it. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
You've been pursuing this fella for I don't know how long. Lying to your father.
Yeah.
And now one flutter from this music teacher of all the sexiest professions there is. You're
yeah.
Gotta explore it. Give me a break.
Yeah.
Do me a favour.
I think this is interesting though. I was reveling in the fact that she was so honest with him, because I was thinking, oh God, what lie is she going to tell next? She's already lied that she's at work. What lie is she going to tell about Eddie? Oh, we're just friends, and he just turned up out the blue, and I was going to go to work, and then I ended up showing him round. I was like, oh God, but she didn't. To her credit, she came out and she was like, yeah, like, he's my ex, and there's still feelings there, and I don't know what to do now. don't know what this means for you. And I was like, wow, this is like, it's
Refreshing.
So yeah.
Mm,
It's so refreshing, but also sideline of me cackling away because, she's there, she's going, right, Tane, criminal record, Eddie, record deal. And I'm like, yeah, the contrast between the two fellas is hilarious. One fella your dad is clearly very, very keen on, and he's almost like, yeah, get back with my daughter. Because you have these little chats, isn't he, with Eddie on the side? And he's going, oh, David, is Joe seeing anybody special at the moment? He's like, oh, not yet, but I hope so soon. Like looking at him. And I'm like, I know you're not talking about Tane because you think he's a crim. So it's not that.
Tane needs permission to leave the country.
Exactly. Whereas Eddie can go on tour in Denmark.
As many times as he likes.
No permission required. Maybe a visa. I don't know. But yeah, no police escort out of the state. Oh, the contrast between these two. I mean, how is she going to possibly decide between them? I don't know.
Well, the only thing I'm going to say on the matter to round this off is I'm not in the mood for a love triangle that I'm not invested in.
No, I am in the mood for a Derry Lee triangle. Now you've said triangle, but not a love triangle.
Would you have that on its own, would you? Just out the foil?
I do occasionally. I am known to... It depends if I've had a wine, but I am known to snack on a Dairy Lee triangle on its own. Yeah.
I've not had a Dairy Lee triangle for years.
Really?
Fun anecdotal thing. When I was a teenager and I used to babysit like you did back in the day on a Friday night for a neighbour or whatever, and the kids go to bed and the mum would put me a pizza in as like a, your tea, but it was like a Dairy Lee pizza. It was horrific.
I don't think I've ever had Dairy Lee pizza.
Yeah,
does it melt? Does Dairy Lee melt?
Not like mozzarella does.
No.
I didn't want to be like a pizza, like
yeah.
Snob at 15 years old. It wasn't nice pizza.
Oh no! It doesn't sound like the kind of cheese that you put on a pizza. I'll be honest.
No, it was a yeah.
They clearly don't make that anymore.
But I've remembered it.
Has it been one of those things where they were like, "Oh, this is in for like a week," and then nobody liked it, so it's gone?
Or now I'm talking about it. She might have even put it on there herself.
Oh God! Maybe it was the only cheese she got in the fridge, and she thought, "Well, he's only a 15-year-old. What does he know
She was like
about?"
a single mum, struggling sort of thing. Yeah. So maybe she bought cheap pizza bases or something. But anyway, it wasn't nice. It was not nice.
It doesn't sound good, I'll be honest. I'd rather have it on a cracker, if we're going to put it on anything, put it on a cracker or something. Yeah, not in the oven.
Good times, good times.
So anyway, no love triangles, just cheese triangles.
Or cheese triangles, yeah. Now, elsewhere in the Bay, talking about Eden and wanting to get in on this record contract, weren't we? Eddie and Remy are like, don't worry, this is all sorted. Her face isn't happy, is it, when there's all these meetings going on? And she convinced Eddie to meet Remy at Salt so that she could have some kind of effect or some kind of involvement, however little that may be, fetching coffees, etc. She wants in on all the music, doesn't she? And we can't blame her. This is in her blood. This is what she's done. Her and Remy, it was their thing. This doesn't happen, and she gets very upset about it. Tells Cash, who then takes it upon himself to have a word with Remy this week, and they find out that Remy he can't do this because, that's Eden is lyric to him, and that's his past, and he needs to move forward. And I thought, I've never heard so much crock in my life. Not working on lyric music, are they, or anything?
No.
She's asking to sit in a couple of meetings and help you. She's the most bloody experienced person in this whole thing in the room. Why would you not have her? Sonny's literally sat there not knowing what he's doing, not even listening to this guy's EP, right? And when he does, what he's got to say about it, he's like that one, don't like that one.
I like all of them. There's several ones that could be the next
I
single.
like Molly, but I don't like... Do you know what I mean? That was what it was like.
It was awful.
And I'm thinking...
Yeah.
You really need Eden right?
Yeah.
But he's got this thing in his head that this is his thing, and this is, and I half understand his explanation about needing that cup,
Mm.
right? But there comes a point where if you're trying to grow a successful business, you're going to need some expertise in that field, right?
Yes.
And she's begging you. What's he
Mm.
playing at?
I don't know. Is the short answer. I think part of it is maybe that if he knows that she's better than him at this, and that she's better than Sonny at this, and maybe he's got that sort of weird. I don't know what the word is, but like almost a chip on his shoulder that he needs to graft to get this, and it would be too easy to just let Eden in and let Eden decide and let Eden do this and that and the other. And actually, Sonny and Remy need to learn, and the only way they're going to do that is by actually doing it and not being given everything on a plate by Eden. That's all I
Like a
can
bit of
think.
imposter syndrome sort of thing.
Yeah,
Mm,
I think if they let I think he knows that if he lets Eden in, she'll just run with it and then it will just be done. But they're not. Sonny and Remy aren't going to benefit from that in the long run because they're not going to learn anything from her doing it all. And they
yeah.
actually need to step up and they need to do it themselves and not rely on her. I think the way that he's done it is terrible. I think the way that he's kind of explained it to her and shut her out, and the way that he treated her, like, oh yeah, get me another coffee. And even Dana, actually, I was disappointed by her this week because they were going upstairs to Salt to have that meeting, and Dana turned to Eden and went, "Oh, you can talk. You can talk to me. I'll keep you entertained while they talk business." And I thought, "Oh, Dana, like
Mm.
you're kind of assuming that Eden's got nothing to input as well, which is kind of harsh." But I let her off because she's less involved. You know, she doesn't know necessarily what Eden's input could be, what her value is. But
Maybe,
Remy
or would
does.
yeah, he does. And but what I'm just putting in while you're talking about that particular scene, because I was going to mention a little bit of misogyny.
Mm. It was a bit, but coming from Dana, I was like, "Oh, I don't like that." It's even
Mm,
worse when it comes from another woman. You know,
yeah,
you can talk to
mm,
me about handbags while they talk about business. I was like, I don't
yeah,
like this.
yeah,
It
yeah.
irks
Same.
me a bit. Yeah,
I felt the same. Like I just like my skin sort of crawled when she
yeah,
said it, and then I had to watch various scenes then of him like get me another coffee
yes. It made
to
me
the woman,
uncomfortable.
and it was a table full of men,
Yeah.
and you know, I sort of did think that deeply about it,
Mm,
and I
it wasn't
thought,
just me. Yeah.
because the music industry, there's a lot of things that are coming out lately in
Yeah.
IRL about the men in high places in the music industry,
Yeah.
and I thought, is this deliberate? Am I
Mm,
just looking for something that isn't there? You know?
yeah. Don't know whether it's deliberate, but I'm glad you sort of felt it as well because I wasn't sure whether I was being a bit sensitive, and that's why. And I thought I took a step back and I thought it's not Dana's fault. Dana doesn't know necessarily what Eden brings to the table, what she's worth in this setting, but her
Yeah,
best mate does. Her best mate that she's been in a band with since she was like 16, he does know what she brings to the table, and he's treating her poorly, and I'm not happy about that really.
yeah,
But the only way I can reconcile it is that Remy needs to learn. Remy and Sunny, they both need to learn. And if they're not going to learn directly from Eden, from watching Eden do something, they need to actually walk the walk themselves, talk the
yeah,
talk
and fall on
themselves.
their face.
Yeah, and if it goes wrong, it goes wrong. But that's how I think you learn from your mistakes. And maybe
Yeah,
that he didn't put it across that way. He didn't articulate it very well. But maybe that's what Remy was thinking was if I let Eden do it, it'll all go well and it'll be fine. And she's done it all. But then Sonny's not learned anything. Sonny's not learned how to listen to an EP. He's not learned how to critique music. He's not learned how to identify a hook or a sell or a single, or you know what I mean. Like he's still finding his feet, and unless you let him listen to it and let him make that decision and get it wrong necessarily, he's not going to learn from
yeah,
Eden doing it.
yeah. And actually, let him stay in his lane. You know, hype man, as
Yeah,
he's saying.
yeah.
You know, and he talks later on, doesn't he, about the socials going off. I'm getting all that going. That's his
Mm,
lane. Stay over
mm,
there.
mm.
But he does say to Remy, I need some content, right? I need like music
Yeah.
content. So like where, and I think that pressure and the fact that Eddie seemed to like Eden, I
Yeah.
think he might fold her in somewhere.
Yes.
So, or I'm hoping so, because I do want
Mm.
Eden to be a little bit more fulfilled, shall we
I
say?
reckon they'll go to her when they fall flat on their face and they go,
Yeah,
"Oh, you know what? We need
yeah.
an expert to help us and to teach us how
Yeah.
to do this."
And
Yeah.
look, right, she's a great songwriter. She's proven this to us, and she can play. Like there's gonna come a point where they need a song, they need a track, or they're on under the pump for something. She might have it in her drawer.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
It might already exist there. He's, Remy and Eddie's first big break single.
Mm.
Might be in Eden's poor little mind already.
Yeah,
You know.
exactly. Yeah.
So watch this space. The music's going nowhere.
It was
um,
frustrating. Yeah,
mm,
it was, but yeah, I
mm.
wonder where it's going to go.
I think she'll get in the end, but yeah, Remy's. I can't call Remy at the minute because I'm not agreeing with everything he's doing.
No.
So there we go. And I
No.
feel like he's one of those people as well. In the past, he's done this. He's let his professional life go to the dogs when his personal life has a bit of a wobble.
True. Yeah.
And Bree's broken some news to him this week. Bree, by the way, who has just received an invite to apply for a Doctors with Borders application again in Belgium. We don't have a lot of time to cover it on the pod. It wasn't very interesting. Boring.
Been
But
here
that's
before, Dal.
something that happened. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've got that on the periphery as well, thinking how's that going to play into the record label, because he's then we then see him at the end of the week begging her not to go.
Yeah.
So
Which is shit of him.
mhm,
To be honest, that's all I can say about it. I
mhm,
can't mince my words, Dal. He's been an
mhm.
absolute tool this week in terms of
Yep,
that.
yep.
Yeah.
And before all this, Bree was quite worried about Levi, wasn't she? Or
Yeah.
nervous about the trial. He was trial came up. Thank God we didn't have to see that. It would have tipped me over. And he comes back from it, and he's got a 12-month good behaviour bond. Hallelujah. He's got to keep clean. 12 months is a long time in Summer Bay for good behaviour, I will say.
12 weeks in Summer Bay.
I don't know, but I've written it in my diary because I know for a fact he's going to get in strife before the 20th of January 2027. I'm telling you now.
It's true. It's true. Yeah.
So he's not in the mood for celebrating, though, is he? Next stop, medical board. And Mac is all, let's get the champagne out, let's celebrate. So he's not in the mood, Dal. And to take his mind off it, Mac thinks, I know, embryos. And
I can't.
I think my jaw dislocated at this point.
Yes.
Let's give IVF another go.
I almost can't believe this happened, because I think you and I think it was on First Look on Sunday night when we looked at the week ahead, and there was something in the synopsis that sort of alluded to this, but we did it as a joke. I think you and I kind of went, "Oh God, is she going to ask him about trigger injections again?" And I was like, I can't go there. It's no, surely not. And here we are again. Embryo chat. Embryo chat is back.
Much to our dismay.
I can't do this again. Oh dear.
Now, embryo, was there 9 of those or 12 of those? Which was follicles? Which was?
I've got no idea. I've got no idea. Oh, I'm tempted to just go and wherever the follicles and embryos are right now. I'm tempted to just drive over there and set fire to the building, because I cannot. I cannot deal with trigger injection Mac again. Especially not after. I'm sorry, but she just buggered off to her brother's house, came back, yelled at him, and then decided to wake up in a good mood one day and went, embryos. Yeah. I was like, are you freaking kidding me? What is she on? Whatever she's on, please, can I have a bag of it? Because
I know she is clueless. Honestly, I could not believe my eyes and ears when this happened and this came out. I was like, he's just, oh my God. And I think amongst all this is a woman there who isn't realizing the effect she's had on him. Like, her little disappearing act you've just mentioned was the reason he punched somebody at work.
Yes.
You know, he thought his life was over. You know,
he thought his relationship had ended, and now she's like, another baby.
Yeah, it was a chain of events, Dal, you know, that led to it, and it all stemmed from her and her actions. And look, I'm you have to give her a pass to a certain degree because she wasn't really thinking right. Well, I'm being kind. There's some fans still out there. But
where are they? Put your hand up.
Even Levi is like, not now. What? Like, and she still doesn't get it. Like, it takes others around her. It actually takes Tane to be like, you for real? You sick in the head? Paraphrased. And Abby to be like, yeah, like, are you for real? Why does she? Mac has always been quite headstrong, quite, you know, she's not really away with things. She's quite a realist. Where has that Mac gone?
I don't know.
Where is she?
I've actually really enjoyed the reactions of other people, like, because she mentioned to Bree, and Bree's face was a picture, Abby's face was a picture, and nobody wanted to say it to her until Tane laid into her. And I was like, for the first time in 2 years, Tane's done something that I agreed with, and that is put her in a place, tell her she's being a douchebag.
And then there's about 6 characters hiding behind his shoulders.
Yeah, going, he's got a point, doll. Like, listen to him. Like, oh God, I actually cheered Tane on in that scene, which felt weird.
Oh God, I'm ready. Getting my pen.
It's been a while. It's been a while since I agreed with anything that came out of his gob, but yeah, I did. Yeah. In the book, noted.
Yeah, clicking my pen there on the microphone. Yes, yeah, I agree, and I was very proud of Tane. Tane was taking no shit that day. He lost out on getting laid, so
that's
you know
true.
he was in. You know, he wasn't taking it, was he?
He was
stuck with that gorgeous baby of his, and got no sympathy off me.
No,
tell you.
Yeah.
So Levi's now into a spin because on hearing all this feedback from her nearest and dearest, she then says to Levi, look, I'm really sorry. I don't want kids at all now. Let them go back on.
What a bad idea that was. Seriously, what is she on?
I'm exhausted.
I can't. What merry-go-round is this? I can't. Oh dear. Whoopsie. Made a mistake. What? It's not like one of the biggest decisions of your life or anything like that, Mac. You know?
Let's forget the entire thing. And it's like, I just cannot cope with extreme people. You know, and it's just like,
but it's her face. It's her face constantly. You know when like people say maybe it's not a good time to bring this up right now, and she looks so indignant. Like, what do you mean? Like, what's that face mean? Like, she's so. And then the next scene, it's like, oh yeah, Jesus, what a bad idea that would be. What? Where did this come from?
I don't know. I can't. She's one of my favourites, Mac, and since this pregnancy thing kicked off, I just don't know who she is.
I've got whiplash. I can't keep up. Yeah.
So we're going to have to deal with that next week, aren't we? We're going to have to.
God knows what will happen next week. She'll probably decide she wants to open an orphanage next week. What's going on? Oh dear. She's going to become a nun. That's what she's going to do. She's going to become a nun next week and open a convent for orphan children.
Yeah, and then the week after, she's going to open an abortion clinic.
just can't. I just can't deal with her. What is she on?
I don't know. How anyone can be in a relationship with her, I'll have no idea.
Just go back to Queensland at this rate, because I can't cope. Oh dear.
In fact, Levi should go back to the magistrates and be like, lock me up. Need a break.
I need to get my testicles away from this woman immediately.
You kidding? She's got it frozen.
Oh God, yeah.
She's got it in the freezer. She's got Tupperware doll.
Oh
Yeah.
Jesus, you're right. Doesn't even need him anymore.
And we've been there before, haven't we?
We have. Look at you, Tory. Yeah.
That was orcs.
That was very orcs. Yeah.
So Levi facing the medical board. Do we think he'll get suspended? We still don't know. Do we? Still not been there yet? But I think that's.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say there's going to be no peril. I don't think he's going to get suspended. Who else is there? There's no other heart surgeon in the Bay. Come on.
Well, that is true. And now we're losing potentially Bree.
Yes.
There's an exodus at Northern Districts here. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll just be left with 2 nurses.
Yeah.
And a hand drill.
There were
sounds like a porn movie.
There are. Yeah, it does a bit. Yeah, don't even go there. But there were two extra or 3 extra nurses in that house party that we had. There were a few.
They were, on the group chat.
Yeah, hot scrubs. Yes,
hot scrubs. I want in on this group chat.
It does sound like it's going to be one of those funny WhatsApps, I think. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think there's any danger to Levi's career. I'll be honest. I'll be surprised.
Same. Just as well because he's got an expensive IVF to pay for.
No, yeah. Or has he? Who knows?
Tune in to find out. Right, that brings us to the end. Thank you very much of this week's roundup. Yeah. Thank you very much for listening at home. Do make sure you like, subscribe and all that jazz. Leave us a rating and review if you haven't done so. This is the part of the pod where we would normally switch over to Your Say on the Bay, isn't it? However, you guys not said anything in this week. So here's our plea. Head to our website, coastalnews.com. No, it's not. What is it called? coastalnewspod.com. Thank you. This is why you do this bit. Click on Your Stay on the Bay and fill in the form. Tell us what you think about Home and Away as it airs. And you never know, we might read out your words and thoughts. Yeah. Keep them coming in. And anything to add, Sophie?
Just that we're on social medias. So we are Coastal News Podcast at Coastal News Pod. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Threads, YouTube, Twitter, Blue Sky, etc. And we still do tweet along live while we watch the show. We watch at 6:30 till 7 p.m. Monday to Friday, and we jump on X, Twitter. Even though it's controversial, we're still using it for now because it's the only place where we all congregate together and talk about the show. Really. So we use the Home and Away UK hashtag. Jump on there, have a chat with us, and join in with the discussions, because it is a good laugh. So if you want to talk to someone while you're watching the show, that's the place to go. If you want to send us your thoughts about what happened this week on the show, then as Si's already said, coastalnewspod.com. Go to the You'll Say on the Bay section, fill in the form, tell us your name, type your thoughts about what's happened this week, and then we can read them out next week, can't we? At the end of the pod. So
perfect.
I think that's it.
Yeah. Lovely. Thank you very much. Bye.
Bye.
Please take the time to like, subscribe, and review Coastal News wherever you source your podcasts and ensure you never miss an episode.